Welcome to Taxonomy Online Mathematics. Another nice question number 11A for the Gambia. A woman requires a wire mesh of length 170 meters to fence a rectangular garden. If the area of the garden is 1,750 meters squared, we have to calculate the side of the garden. So we know area of a rectangular plot or shape is the length times the breadth. Then what is the 170 standing in for? It is to fence. If you are to fence it, it means that the length must start from one corner and come back to the same place. That is referring to what? The perimeter of the garden. So here we can say that the perimeter of the garden is 170 meters. What is the connection between perimeter of a rectangular garden? So your perimeter, let me just use P in the sense of this to become 2 times the length plus what? The breadth. So if P is the 170, so 170 will be equals to 2 into bracket L plus B, where we can divide by the 2 in order to get what? That will be 85, right? So that means I have L plus B equals to 85 as a first equation. I cannot do any much calculation in there. So now let's come to area. We know area of a rectangle is also the length times what? The breadth. So since I'm using rectangle here, let me use the rectangle here to make it. So perimeter of rectangle equals to 170 meters. So this will translate to what we are having here. So now area is also known. Therefore, the length times the breadth is 1,750 meters. Let's ignore the meters and do this as the second equation. So we can say that from equation 1, we can make one of them the subject. Let's just say L equals to 85 minus what? B as equation 3. So we are putting equation 3 the way it is into equation 2. Meaning in place of L, I'll have 85 minus B multiplying the B equals 1,750. We can expand here, right? So 85 times B minus B times B squared, 1750. B squared B constant, that is leading us to what? A quadratic equation. Making this positive means we are sending it there to become B squared. This become negative 85B. Already we have plus what? 1,050, 750, all equals what? 0. This become quadratic. Find factors of this. When you add, you get this. And when you subtract, you are going to get what? When you add, you get negative 85. So the biggest factor must be, I think both factors must be negative since we are having positive here. And I can see here as 50, 35. So let's see. If you multiply 35 by 50, that will give you 1,750. So the factors are going to be negative 50, negative 135. So open bracket, B minus 35, B minus what? 50. All will give me what? 0. So that simply means that your B is going to be 50 or what? 35. So the value of the breadth is 50 or 35. Two various what? Variables. So what do we do? So if we have B equals to 50, then we need to find the L. Then L will become 85 minus what? 50, which will give you 35. I guess so, right? So if B is 50, then L is what? 35. And if, can I put it here? If B equals to 35 from here, then I can say that L will be equals to 85 minus 35, which will give us what? 50. So the values alternate. If I have B being 50, L will be 35. If B being 35, L will be 50. So we will alternate. So we can say that so we can conclude and say that the sides are 35 meters and what? 50 meters. Pardon me, I'm trying to conserve space. That's why I put in, I don't want to clean this side. That's why I put in everything here. You can say that the length is 30. Okay. Let's come and conclude very well. Let's see. We are dealing with rectangle. So if the breadth is 50, the length will be what? 35, which will turn the other way around. You know, the length is always longer than what? The breadth. So here I can say that the length, let's conclude very well. So you can say that therefore length equals to 50 meters and breadth equals what? 35 meters for a proper context, because that the length is always longer than what? The width or the breadth. So here we can see the length is 50, then the breadth is what? 35, based on rectangular shape. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, and come back for more.